My wife had an emotional affair the month before, during, and month after our wedding. Coping. I'm having a difficult time coping with an emotional affair my wife was having under my nose. Back info, late 20s couple. Been together for 5 years. Wife has been cheated on in her 2 previous relationships and has set a very hard precedent that cheating equals breakup. I will fully admit, I could have been a better fiancé/husband. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to housework and very gonna do what I want to do. I completely understand my flaws and actively work on them each and every day. No excuses, but I restarted my ADHD medicine and am much better with these issues now. I wanted a small wedding to pronounce our love for each other. Wife has always wanted a wedding where here rather large family can watch her, and she wanted to feel pretty in her dress, which I understand. My wife has very few friends and goes to her family's house on majority of her off days that I'm not available to hang out. The months leading up to the wedding were difficult for us. I am a passenger in her venture for her dream wedding. I have expressed my discord for the large wedding, and we don't have very much expendable income. Every off day/off hour she was at her parents' home, planning the wedding. To the point where I don't come home and see her anymore. I feel like I'm living alone in our home. I expressed multiple times that I think she's going over there too much, and that our life is lived 1 hour away from parents' home now. Fast forward to now, and we've been great since the wedding. The hecticness has dispersed. We live our simple life with our dogs back home again. Or so I thought. I get a random Instagram message to my business that says, "I have info regarding your wife having an emotional affair." I thought it was a scam, like a romance scam, but I couldn't figure out their angle to get money, so I played along. Didn't get any real evidence, and I screenshotted it and sent it to the wife as a joke. The phone call I received was not a joke. Apparently, the wife was non-stop communicating to a co-worker. The month before, the month of, and the month after my wedding, I was being cheated on. In the wife's eyes, I didn't make her feel pretty enough. I wasn't there for her enough, and the romance they had blossomed from just talking about work to admitting they had feelings for each other after the non-stop communication. This all came to a halt when co-worker's wife found out and reached out to my wife and told her enough of it, and that she needs to tell me or the AP's wife will. Well, I didn't get told for 5 months. Until the Instagram message. I've been under the notion that if we cheat, we split up. And I've lived by that. I've been a faithful man. The wife claims that I've always been the love of her life, and that this affair was compartmentalized for her, and that it wasn't anything more than her just getting the affection she needed. I feel she's playing the dumb card. She had his number saved as her best friend's, so I couldn't see. I can recall countless times I asked her why she's on her phone so much, and she would tell me she's texting best friend. She and her entire family are calling this a mistake. I feel like they're trying to convince me to brush this under the rug and work through it. I'm completely tore up over this. She's been through this before on the receiving end, and I would never do anything to hurt her, especially not such a touchy area for her. I feel the love I have for her is a lie. I thought she was somebody else. I'm in love with the person who doesn't cheat on me. I'm proud to call this woman my wife. I broke down golfing today because someone I haven't seen in a long time told me, "Congrats on the wedding." But I'm not happy to be married. I got married under the notion that we were explicitly each other's. They texted in the day of my wedding. She told him how it was, and that it was a good day. WTF. I love her so much, and truly do want to work through this. But I can't help but feel like this is a knife through the heart, and that I will never recover. Does marriage counseling work? Can they help me see the light at the end of the tunnel? I'm sorry to vent, but I have no one to go to with this. TLDR, wife cheated on me and hid it. Claims she didn't think about how badly this would affect me, and that she was being selfish and didn't care to think about me. Update. Thank you guys for all the advice. I actually filed the divorce papers the day after I found out. Made her mom sign the served papers. The wife makes 5x as much as I do. There's no money for her to obtain, and I don't want her money. I purchased a home alone in 2020, only my name on it. There are a lot of pieces of information I left out for identity and sake of having a 5-page thesis paper written on it. She has been very honest with whatever questions I ask. Comparing against her and AP's wife stories from AP. They actually do all line up. Their job isn't what most people imagine. Imagine a large facility that needs to be running 24/7, with multiple different sections of it. They had to work together in the past, but do not anymore. I feel as though me being overly controlling about blocking AP, and putting my own preventative measures on it, is just preventing her from doing it again, instead of her acknowledging that it's wrong and not conversing again. I haven't been the best partner. I haven't loved her correctly. I didn't tell her she was pretty enough. I didn't make her feel secure about herself. Her actions are inexcusable, no doubt, but I can't help but feel that I should have been better, and then if I still wasn't enough, that it really couldn't work out in the future. She isn't a bad person. We are still getting divorced. I'm going to live my life single, and if we remingle in the future after therapy and healing, so be it. But for now, I'm mentally moving on. Thank you all for the kind words. I don't have a support group. You guys have made me feel validated and heard. Comment 1. Get an annulment. You can try to reconcile, and that is up to you. But your current relationship is done. You can try to restart it. But it should happen as divorced partners. Tell her family it is not a mistake. It is a choice. She on purpose chose to hide and lie. She was never honest. She should know better. She disrespected you. Chose him over you. She can never love you without respect. She disrespected you. No love. Look at actions and not words. Tell her you want to file for divorce, but that you can pull it back if she shows remorse. She will say but will do nothing to improve herself. Then you will see she is not remorseful. Comment 2. Never love someone so much that you can't walk away, bro. She's a charlatan and has shown zero respect for you. Before, during, or after your wedding. Imagine she has the gall to text her posum on your wedding day too. Like WTF? Unamused face, and I'm sure must have said she couldn't wait to see him again. Mistake my ass. Now you know why she was spending all that quality time at her folks' place. If that is in fact where she actually was. She was in deep, or maybe he was, if you know what I mean. MC is a waste of time here. Your marriage wasn't broken. She is. It's like she married her *king self and you were just an outsider looking in. Annul and move on. Get IC for yourself to unwind the warranted anger. As the saying goes, hurt people, and she knew how betrayal felt, but then again here we are. Comment 3. Emotional affairs destroy trust, just like adultery. And now she gave you a shit sandwich for life. Rebuilding trust is like repairing a broken mirror. It's never the same. She'll always be around coworkers and always need more attention than any boring daily grind partner. This was not a mistake. It was thousands of decisions to build an inappropriate emotional relationship that usually escalates to adultery. If his wife didn't catch them, it would have been adultery. Her excuse is not recognized by therapists specialized in infidelity. Why? Because a person's needs are limitless. Therefore, she can always find an excuse to cheat again in the future with the next guy she finds attractive. She's not a safe life partner for anyone. Affairs are selfish, entitled, deceitful, immoral, and shows zero empathy for you. Marriage requires commitment through good and bad, and she failed. Most humans can't be deceitful 24/7, especially around the most important day of her life. But she can. She's scary. Comment 4. OP so emotional affair meaning? Did she send him nudes or videos? Did she sext with him? Do they work in the same office even now? If so, and you want to try and determine if it's worth it to try working on it, do 4 things first. First, contact the coworker's wife and ask her to tell you everything she knows because you just found out. She likely knows a lot already. Second, tell your wife she will have to take and pass a polygraph test to avoid divorce. She will be asked if she had sex with him, ever told him she loved him, or had any physical contact with him from a kiss up to sex. Did she send him nudes or nude videos? If the answer to any of the 4 questions is yes, then you will have the marriage annulled, and she will be expected to reimburse you for every dollar you and your family spent on the wedding. If the answer to all 4 is no and the test shows she is being honest, then she will quit that job immediately. Also, if she ever speaks to AP again, it means divorce. Not even hello in passing. Finally, if you're in the US, tell her you're having a post-nuptial agreement drawn up with 2 cheating clauses. First clause is triggered if any additional information about this affair ever comes out proving it was more than she has admitted. Second clause is for any cheating of any kind from this minute forward. In both cases, if triggered, it means the person who got cheated on gets the house, primary custody of any children and 75% of all marital assets and cannot be compelled to pay alimony if they make more. Tell her none of that is open for negotiation and it's either she accepts it all or you're ending the marriage and will tell everyone you both know what she did in detail. Up to team. Story 2. Should I be concerned? Or am I just in my head? Suspicion. My wife, 31, and I, 35, have been married for almost 11 years now with 2 children. It wasn't until recently that I've began to have concerns about fidelity, especially after I saw her search history included a lot of research regarding OnlyFans, income and content producing information to be exact. Something I've always been a little insecure about is how much better looking she is than I am. But I was always sure that she loved me. So, when she went out to lunch with coworkers and they posted pictures of her sitting next to a super handsome guy, I never really thought anything of it. Then, about 2 years ago, I found out that she has a friend who constantly talks shit about me to her and says that my wife can do a lot better than me. Multiple times, this woman has encouraged her to leave me. We got into a big fight about a year ago because my wife told me that she was going out with her mom. Turns out, she went out with her friend. The only reason why I found out was because her mom didn't know and texted me about our plans that afternoon. Looked at her location on iPhone and saw that she was at a restaurant on the other side of town. I wouldn't have minded her going out with her friend. But the lying? Why the lying? The OnlyFans incident occurred earlier this year. I'm a teacher, so yeah, we're broke as fuck. My daughter was using her iPad on a road trip and asked me to search something. I open up Safari, and there's this article about how to start producing OnlyFans content. Then I looked at the windows open on the iPad, and saw that there were several open regarding that topic. When I asked her about it, she said that she had been thinking about it for a while to make some cash on the side. She recently got a tummy tuck and a boob job, so money is really tight. We talked about it for a while and I let it go. She said she won't do it if I'm not comfortable, but it kinda hurts that it's another thing she was thinking about that she didn't tell me about. Couple all of this with the fact that she keeps saying that she doesn't want to practice polyamory herself, but I should try it if I want to. I don't want to. This all came up totally unprovoked on my end. I'm wondering if that's her way of testing waters, or seeing if I'd be okay if she had partners outside of me. Help, please? Am I crazy? Do I need therapy? Is she cheating? Edit. The reason why I didn't make a big deal about the plastic surgery is because she had been talking about it since she was pregnant with our first. It wasn't this sudden thing. Update. I confronted her about it and went through her phone. Couldn't find anything that hinted towards an affair. She said that she thinks she has some serious self-worth issues, and she could see why I was so suspicious. Now, we're not talking much and I feel like there's an obvious tension this morning. Comment 1. Ask to see her digital footprint. Texts, emails, whatever. Generally I am against it, but there's a difference between privacy and hiding shady asterisk it. Sure, she's gonna get pissed, but how she reacts is sometimes better than her answers. See how protective she becomes. Of course, storyboard this and tailor it to your situation, but put a hard line on disclosure. Marriage isn't a contest to see how much you can hide from your partner. It's just the opposite. I could give a damn about my wife snooping through my stuff. You already have that tailwind of your wife's skank friend and the of red flag from hell. If you found one thing, you likely missed 5 more things. Or more. Based on what you describe, she's gonna flip when you confront her. 100%. She won't cough up anything, or if she does, she's just pulling the pin on the grenade and doesn't care what you find. Definitely be ready for any scenario. I've had friends catch their spouse cheating and it wasn't the basic run-of-the-mill infidelity. It's I'm going to be in years of therapy kind. Whatever approach you choose, don't compromise on getting answers and get it all at once or it can drag on for years. Comment 2. Let me give you a quick rundown from experience as to how this goes. When your wife/husband out of the blue suddenly offers you a free pass to do what you want, i.e. poly/open relationship on your side, only then she/he is already cheating on you or has recently done so and wants to balance the scales. I have rarely seen or heard of this situation arising in a marriage unless the partner is terminally ill and unable to provide their spouse with sexual intimacy and wants to set them free. In this case, I'm sorry to say that she more than likely has already stepped out on you. No married woman or man just suddenly gives their spouse permission to sleep with other people for no reason, and if you believe that, then I have a nice bridge that runs over Santa's hideout to sell you. Hire a PI and see a lawyer to find out your options. You're gonna need it. Godspeed, my friend. Comment 3. You play dumb now. You gather info now. If you confront her, she will go underground and will be careful with any incriminating evidence. You have a draft separation agreement written by your lawyer in hand before you confront her about anything. When she either refuses to let you access her phone, delay so she can delete stuff is a refusal, or have you accompany her when she goes out with her shady friends. You hand her the draft quietly, turn off your phone and go out for an hour or so. You are attempting shock treatment. She gets to decide if she wants to keep her comfy, cozy middle-class life or upset her kid's life and go into the great unknown as a single mom.